Hi, air signs. My name is Michelle Kelly. Welcome to This Is Your Sign. This is your October 2021 love and relationship messages. If you've already subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when you go into subscriptions when I put out a video, which is every Saturday. If there are 5 Saturdays in a month, I take the 4th Saturday off, just so you know. So happy birthday, Libra, and welcome Aquarius and Gemini. Let's get started. I meditated and prayed over your cards, and they already came out. So your first card is soulmates. Your next card is mending, and your last card is a leg up. So what this is telling me is that you are healing from a previous relationship. And, you know, soulmates, just because you're with your soulmate or you were with your, first of all, you have more than one soulmate. And a lot of times what happens are people are put in our lives for a reason, to teach you certain things about yourself. And when you've learned these lessons, a lot of times you're not destined to stay with these people forever. And there are more than one soulmate and karmic people that are here to teach you lessons. But the next one is mending, and this is healing, and you're healing from all that went on with your soulmate. And the next one is a leg up, and it's all about knowing you're not meant to go on this journey alone and by yourself anymore. So part of this is saying that this relationship that you were in, your previous relationship with your soulmate, is you were alone a lot. And you know what is worse than being alone is being with somebody and being alone. So at least when you're alone, you know you're alone. But when you're with somebody else and you're alone, it's like a constant setup every day for it to be different. And it's a constant setup for disappointment. So I'm sorry if you guys went through that, because that is so painful. And a lot of times what happens is we internalize and take it as a, what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I'm not lovable. And this is all not true. But a lot of times what happens is people reflect back to us how we feel about ourselves at the time, even though you don't know this when it's happening. Most people don't know this when it's happening. So it says, consider love in the deepest sense, love so powerful that you will never be the same, regardless of how long your relationship lasts. Consider friendships and romantic bonds so compelling that they overwhelm you with gratitude or break you open so you will finally claim who you were meant to be. Even a companion animal, it is you who is being rescued. Even a companion animal reminds you that it is you being rescued and healed, not just the animal. Pay attention, for you are in a presence of a soulmate come to guide you home to the real you. All right, so this person was helping you to come home, to guide you back to yourself. Now, a lot of times when this happens, it does not feel like that. It's hell. It is painful. It feels intentional. It feels like they do shit on purpose to you. And really what is happening is their soul is actually teaching your soul a lesson that you agreed to before you got here. Now, is this deep shit? Absolutely. The one book that has helped me so much, when you are ready, it's called Sacred Contracts, and it's by Carolyn Myss, M-Y-S-S, and they actually have it on audio. But that book has changed my life and my perspective and how I see people where they are on their journey. And a lot of times what things look like, it is the exact opposite. So their behavior of what they're doing, what it feels like, is opposite of what is really happening. So let me get into the healing and mending, which which is what you guys are doing, and congratulations. The divine is recognizing you for this. This is not easy. It is a hard and long road, and you guys are showing up for it. And it says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when you're going to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of hurt that is impacting everything that you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good can come of forgiveness and honest redress. So you guys, the forgiveness part is really you forgiving yourself for not knowing better, sooner, faster. And so I think a lot of times, I know even for myself, is when something is this hurtful and painful, and it is, it's your soulmate, it rips you wide open. Like you're thinking, if you would have got out of it sooner, if I would have left earlier, if I would have did this, if I would have did that, it wouldn't be as painful now. And that is bullshit. It would have hurt you the same if you were in it for 5 years or 2 years or 20 years or 30 years. The pain would be the same, because this was a soul karmic lesson for you. So it doesn't matter how long you were in it. You can't control the hurt and the pain if you would have got out of it sooner. How do I know? I tried it and I thought it, and it's bullshit. It takes what it takes. So if you were in this marriage, this relationship for however long, you don't just forgive and get over it and move on. Like, it is a process. And part of the process is, first is denial. This isn't fucking happen. No one's going to do this to me. Or I'm not going to let this happen. Or don't tell me no. That's part of the process. And then there's another part where you get into, like, after you're mad, I think then you're hurt and you're sad. You go into a depression, you go into obsessing. There's so many layers of this forgiveness part, but most of it is you're mad at yourself. And a lot of times when you're mad at yourself, it's so much easier to direct this at somebody else. But secretly, you have to direct it at somebody else, because if you turn that inward on yourself right now, you probably would hurt and harm yourself worse than you already are. So this is saying you couldn't have done it any better, any faster, or any differently. It happened the way that it did because it was meant to happen that way. And I know it sucks, but you guys are working through it and going through it, and that is so brave. And it's hard, it's not easy, but your experience is going to help other people get through their experience when this happens to them. This happens to everybody, by the way. I would love to tell you you're the only one. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. But I know for everybody who's watching this video that you guys are working your ass off for your healing and your mending, and that is not easy to do, and most people cannot do the work that you're doing right now. So this is the divine saying, congratulations. They're so proud of you, and keep going. Keep going. It's gonna be worth it, even when it doesn't feel like it. So a leg up is like no longer doing things on your own by yourself. It says relationships that are healthy thrive on interdependence. The importance is to recognize that you need others as much as they need you. You must allow people to support you just as you are there for them. This is the time to be vulnerable, to speak up about your needs, and to ask for them to be fulfilled. Trust, you will be met with kindness and love. You will be met with kindness and love, because that's what you are, air signs. You are kindness and love, and that is what you are going to get back in return. Don't expect others to read your mind. Ask and it is given. So this is all about being able to ask for what you need. And also part of this reading too is, and it's about codependency. And it says interdependency, and that's what you're working on. But part of codependency is, it is so nice to have people need you. And a lot of times what happens is when people need you, it's very easy to overgive. And then when people don't appreciate it, respect it, value what you're doing, part of that process is to get mad, angry, and resentful and pull back what you're doing. So this is saying part of the interdependence is allowing other people to step up too. You don't have to do everything on your own and by yourself. And that is when you're used to doing that, when you're used to being the one who does everything, allowing other people to do things. They might not do it exactly the way that you would do it. However, learning that people are doing the best they can with what they have and what is acceptable for you and to you. You don't have to accept just because people are giving things to you and you're allowing them to give things to you. Doesn't mean if you decide this isn't enough that there's something wrong with you. You are allowed to say, I need more. This is what I need from you. And then when you ask somebody or tell somebody, this is what I need from you, part of the relationship stuff, and I know this about the air signs because I know a lot of air signs, and a lot of times with the air signs, they do everything for everybody else, and it's very hard for them to receive. But the thing is it's okay to say this isn't enough or this isn't right. And I think finding that, when finding the voice to be able to say that to somebody, I need more. And then the other thing I was going to say is, you guys are planners. You're like, get shit done. You have plans for work, you have plans for everything. But what I'm asking all of you to consider is having a plan for your relationship. This is probably when you guys do really well in business, in finance, in career. A lot of times the thing that suffers is your relationship. And the same things that you go and do for other people, for your job, for success, for money, you need to do with your relationship too. And I think a lot of people they do it all day, every day at work. They don't want to do this shit at home. They want somebody else to do it. But the thing is, it has to be mutual. It has to be mutual. You give, they give. You give, they give. They give, you give. Not somebody gives all to you or you give all to somebody. Like having the both. It's very hard to do. There are a lot of 12-step recovery programs out there to learn how to do this. There's CODA, which is Codependency Anonymous. Look it up. There's also Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families. I think it's adultchildren.org. Look up these things. These will teach you. These programs are there to teach you what you're responsible for, what you're not responsible for. There's also Al-Anon if you are married to an alcoholic, or were married to an alcoholic, or were affected by anybody, with the disease of alcoholism. If you are an alcoholic, there's AA. If you're a drug addict, there's Narcotics Anonymous. There are programs out there to help you find the balance with this, and then you can integrate it in. So you don't just wake up, snap your fingers, and have it. And even if you do everything exactly the opposite the way you were doing it before, it's still not going to work. You need to get in the middle of that, and it takes some time. So go easy on yourselves, air signs. So the next one is the golden mirror, and it says self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. So you guys, this mirror, when it's saying you were with a self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. A lot of times when people are self-absorbed and they're narcissist, what is actually happening is they are spiritually disconnected to the extreme. So they are in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you are not capable of thinking about anybody else but yourself. So you are operating out of fear. And so a lot of times what it feels like is this person doesn't think of me. This person only thinks of themselves. And a lot of times what is happening is they are not capable of thinking about anybody else, because they are in so much fear and so much trying to keep themselves safe that they can't think of anybody else but getting their wants met, getting their needs met, and going out of their way to do this and ignoring everybody else. So just so you know, when people are like, she's a narcissist, he's a narcissist, and I'll tell you what, if I did not get into recovery and get help for addiction, alcoholism, and also my adult child issues, I would be a narcissist too. I think we are all narcissists until we learn how not to be. So I know this term is thrown around all the time, and really it is an extreme spiritually disconnected person because of past trauma, of what has happened to them. And if you can start to consider this, it's a hard pill to swallow, I know, and it is hard to see it when people are doing this to you. So if I did not get help, I would be there too. And that's all I can let you know about that one. Now the next one says hand of cards, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, options, no showing the hands, gambling. No showing the okay, so I don't know if you're playing, this person thinks they have to play their cards right, or you feel like you have to play your cards right. You guys, you're not in a card game. This is not a game anymore. This is your life. And as you are in this life, you don't have to hide and protect anymore. Learning and knowing that you are safe. You can put down the cards. You don't have to keep protecting yourself. The divine wants the very best for you always. You don't have to lie and manipulate to get what you want and what you need. It will be supplied for you. Yes, do your homework, but you don't have to control everything with this one. And this person might be gambling and they might be up to no good. I don't want to say no good, because we all have things and ways that we avoid ourselves, but it says you can take a chance and risk. And I think part of the risk right now is showing your heart and where you are. And the next one says talking, interested, conversing more, awaited messages arrive, text, call, email, hoovering. So it's saying maybe this person, okay, now what I'm getting is this person, they're afraid and they are like text, call, email, hoovering. They might act like they want you back, or they're trying to get information out of you because they're afraid and they don't know what to do. So that is entirely up to you if you would like to share that with them or not. You have to do what is right for you first. They are going to send you a message, and the hoovering is like they're trying to get things out of you. You know this, but you can show your heart on your sleeve. You're safe. This person lives in fear. You're not living there anymore. You don't have to react out of the same place that they're reacting, because you guys are on the healing side. So it says unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So it's saying, even if this person came back, there's not enough there to keep it going. And I can tell you right now is you guys are growing, you're changing, you're getting connected to yourself, to your divine self, to your spirit. And this person isn't ready yet. And if you want to wait for that, you can, but you're holding yourself back. And this says you deserve love. You are lovable. I know this relationship made you doubt and second guess everything about yourself. I want to tell you it is not true. Even the divine is telling me to tell you, you are lovable. People love you. And not only do they love you, they like you and want to be near you. And if this person wasn't able to spend time with you, it had nothing to do with you. They weren't comfortable in their own skin. And when you're not comfortable in your own skin, it's very hard to be around other people. So this is saying new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So a new love is coming in, and somebody has stirred your romantic feelings. So if you're like, I'm never going to love again, I don't care if I ever have sex again, I've lost my libido, bull to the shit. Somebody's going to come in or has come in that is going to make you realize like, nothing wrong with me. So there is nothing wrong with you. You are likable and lovable. Air signs, you deserve love. So this is your sign signing off. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Happy birthday, Libra.